DJ Spark in the building with another album review. Today I'm reviewing Brockhampton, The Family. Be sure to stay till the end for a final score. The unfortunate ending to Brockhampton has arrived in multiple forms this week as the band has dropped their final two projects in The Family and TM. I will preface this review by saying I have not heard TM as of yet, only focusing on The Family since that was the one to drop first. So The Family at its core is the rawest, purest, most honest form of brotherhood and friendship, and how it can unfortunately get effed up over time. This album is basically Kevin Abstract's album, rapping and singing about why the band broke up and pretty much what happened between each other. He speaks on the toxicity of relationships and how he failed to stay involved with the band after the saturation era. Now, these stories and emotions are from Kevin's point of view only, as he is the only member to spit bars on the record. This album explains why mo money, mo problems. And it seems as though these young artists did let fame and fortune get to them. On Good Time, he said that their friendship turned into these toxic relationships, as he'd be talking about personal issues over Zoom, and they would mention to record this and get content and keep the cameras rolling. Which it sucks, because when you're being vulnerable like that, you want those conversations to be private, but they're kind of exploiting each other for views and fame. On Any Way You Want Me, he mentions, I know you don't like who I am, but I'll change for you right now. And even he knows it's extremely toxic, to change for anybody. On The Ending, he says their friendship turned into a business and empire. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't let business come between a brotherhood. I think it really does suck when you have these tight-knit relationships and you may have grown up with people or whatever have you, and business and money get between people. I think it just sucks. He even mentions later in the album that he actually speaks to Amir now, a former member, but all the other members of the band will not speak to him, and I think that created more toxicity between each other. So yeah, safe to say that these bandmates really kind of got tired of each other. But the thing is, these are real world problems. I love that this album is about friendship and the turmoil that could possibly come along with it. Listen, I've been there too, and I'm sure you've been there too. When you hang out with somebody for too long, whether it be family members, significant others, or friends, you can definitely get sick of them. It's like when you share a space for too long and you're too close to someone, you're gonna find out, what their pet peeves are and kind of like how to push their buttons, And it's like the law of diminishing returns. When you do something the first time or something is fresh, it's, really great and amazing. But the more you do it, the more boring it becomes, the more less interested in it you are, and maybe the more irritated you become at the other person. And you really start to wonder, is it me? Should I change? Is this person mad at me? You just start thinking all these things, should I step back? It just becomes hard. And that's what seems to have happened here. It seems as though all the artists in Brockhampton just got burnt out of making music and each other, to say the least. As fans, you want to imagine that everything is fine and dandy and perfect in the world of Brockhampton and that they'll stick together forever, but that's pretty much not the reality for anything in life. It's even at the point where he mentions in multiple songs like Gold Teeth and Big P, the label only needed 35 minutes and he only made the album to fulfill the record deal. I think they were basically broken up way before this. He did say on the song Brockhampton that there were problems before Roadrunner and he wasn't there for them during the Iridescence era. It sucks. It really sucks that fame and money took something so special. But again, he mentions on the final track Brockhampton what each and every member was best at and what they did for him, which is a great nod to the other members and shows that I think there's still gonna be a brotherhood, I hope, after this. And as far as the music and production goes on this album, it's top tier, top to bottom. I don't think there's a skip on the entire album. Right at the top with Take It Back and RZA, you have some College Dropout type instrumentals and vibes with the soulful, higher pitched vocal chops that are really upbeat. You have some songs like Gold Teeth, Big P, Basement, Southside, and Boyband that are a little more gritty, bass heavy, alternative, old school type of instrumentals that are vintage Brockhampton production and what makes them so unique in general. But a highlight of the album is the song All That. They sampled All That, the 90s show. I mean, how fun and brilliant is that? And the melody that Kevin provides on top of the soulful sample is so catchy and so nostalgic. I absolutely love this track. The songs Good Time, 37th, The Family, Any Way You Want are characterized by thick bass guitars, sweet electric guitar riffs, and their good serene switch-ups from the more aggressive tracks on the project, with Any Way You Want Me having dazzling melodies and warm vocals from Kevin that sound like something from the 50s maybe, but it really works. The songs Prayer, My American Life, Brockhampton, and the ending are the most beautiful and elegant songs on the album, I would say. Prayer being very simple with no drums, which if you've seen my videos before, I absolutely love that sometimes because it does focus on the lyrics more than the instrumental, but it's very atmospheric. I love it, and he says he loves his friends so much and he doesn't want to grow up, which is a good positive vibe switch up. My American Life has acoustic guitar riffs that I could listen around a bonfire over and over again. Brockhampton has gorgeous strings underneath profound storytelling from Kevin, and the ending has a beautiful, soulful, upbeat sample which occurs multiple times throughout the record, honestly. I think they did a pretty damn good job of chopping up the vocal samples and either pitching them up or down. Really, the only problem with some of the instrumentals are that some of the bangers on the album, like Basement, kind of sounded maybe a little bit over compressed, but honestly, who gives a shit at this point? Overall, through the regret, turmoil, toxicity, stories, nostalgia, we get a very honest and strong album. The record is so unique and has multiple sounds throughout the album that weave together brilliantly. The dueling consciousness of Kevin going back and forth between I love these guys, but the relationships were toxic is pretty heavy. But even so, once again, I hope what they all went through, they will stay brothers for life. And it kind of sucks that the average length of a song on the record is what, like a minute 45? The final song is like 4.5 minutes with 17 tracks, so it's got to be under 2-minute average per song, and it just leaves you wanting so much more. This is a well-rounded album that will be on repeat for a while. Well done. I'm going to give this album a 9.5 out of 10. I truly think it deserves it, with my favorite tracks being all of them. But what were your thoughts about the album? Did you love the album as much as I did, or did you not so much? And what were your favorite tracks? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very excited to listen to TM right after this, wondering, are the other artists going to be on there? Just what it's going to sound like in general. But thank you so much for coming by. If you liked the video, hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you love making music, talking music, and listening to music just as much as I do. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at EJSpark1, and as always, you know what it is. It's peace, love, I love s'mores, EJ, ow.